Hi everyone, I hope I'm audible and visible to you all. Can you just give me a quick yes if you can clearly see and hear me? Awesome. Hi Aditya, how are you doing? Awesome. So just we'll give a couple of minutes more before we start off. So what I'm going to do is first I'll start off with a quick overview of what all we've covered so far in this course, and then I'll move into today's topics. So just give me a second. Let me change my screen. Okay. So on the screen, you can kind of see the flow of what all we've covered. Hi, Deepa. Good morning. So the first thing we did was last Saturday we had a session. So that's available on YouTube, and the link is also available on the blog post. I'm going to be sharing the URL with you guys in just a second. Glad you're liking the sessions, Aditya. So I put in the link. That's the link to the blog post on the course. So in that, whatever we've covered so far, I've updated it as links. So as you can see, the first thing was the live lecture we did last week. So the video of that is available. You can just go there and start looking at it. Then I sent you an email lesson, which was basically about how does ChatGPT work. Then I sent you another one which covered the 10 types of ChatGPT prompts. Then I sent you one which was the top 9 sectors that prompt engineers must focus on. And the fourth lecture I sent you was, or the lesson was 20 ChatGPT prompt templates for manufacturers. So I think some of you had requested for that during the previous session that, how is it that manufacturers can use this? So I made a post specifically covering various industry segments and 20 different kinds of prompt templates that they can use. Do you guys have any questions on any of this stuff? About what all we covered the last week and the lessons that I sent you. So let's start with that. So if you guys have questions, just put it in the chat right now. I'll answer them and then we'll move on. Somebody like my background? Okay, thank you so much. So this background that you see behind me is not virtual. It's actually a wallpaper. So it comes out pretty clear. Glad you liked it. Any questions about what we've covered so far? So today I'm going to take a live case study where we're going to see how are we going to monetize our knowledge and skills. Like ultimately that's the objective, right? If you become a prompt engineer, you want to learn how to monetize the skill and you want to learn how to use prompt engineering to help other businesses make more money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the example of a gym. So let's say that we are talking about a small sized or mid sized gym, which could be in your neighborhood. So we know a lot of gyms are popping up all over the place, right? So let's say that one of those guys comes to you and says, okay, what all can you do for me? So before I start giving you the explanation, how about you guys give me some ideas? What is it that we are going to do? And not just ChatGPT. Today we are going to look at some other tools also, AI related tools. So while ChatGPT is going to be the center of our strategy, now, suppose we need some music created, we need some audios made, or we need videos, presentations, images. How are we going to do all that? ChatGPT is, by its name itself, chat. So it's only going to give us text outputs. But in any kind of consulting, we are going to need more. So we are going to use ChatGPT to generate the matter, the data, the prompts, whatever, and then use these other tools to actually build more upon it and give it the visual and audio interfaces also. So that's what we're going to do today. But before that, any ideas? So yeah, sure. Someone says marketing campaigns. Absolutely. So now the first thing that we could offer a gym, and now let me just quickly share my screen again. Um, Give me a second. Yeah. So in the ChatGPT playbook, if we look at it, so we have a specific section called dedicated to fitness trainers. So in that, you're going to find a lot of very useful prompts. So we can offer our client workout plans. So today, what happens in a gym is a lot of the workout plans that they make are kind of ad hoc. So all the workout plans may not really be of the level that we are looking for, because after all, every trainer in every gym is not going to be equally qualified to do this. So when they use ChatGPT, they can get the best international standard workout plans. Then we can generate exercise demonstrations, but of course understand that this is going to be again a text output. So then we will need some kind of a video AI, or then the employees of the gym or the trainers, they can use that output to actually create the physical or the video of it, which they will be demonstrating. So that becomes something special, which the gym can then put up on social media, YouTube, Instagram, everywhere, where the gym instructors are using the output of ChatGPT but demonstrating the exercise themselves. They could use it for nutrition advice, injury prevention trips, group fitness classes, fitness assessments, client progress tracking, exercise modification, motivation and accountability, and pre and post workout nutrition. So these are some of the most important things that they could do. Of course, in the playbook, we also talk about so many other things like marketing, content creation, which even a gym can do. But then that's general for all businesses. Specifically for gyms, we would be able to use these 10 kinds of things. Aditya says we can ask ChatGPT for top training videos. So Aditya, what the problem with ChatGPT is, as of right now at least, it's not connected to the internet. So some alpha feature is out for connecting it, but that's not really available to everyone yet. So that's the reason we're going to use other options. Now, there's also a very interesting new development. In fact, just yesterday, I tried out using Google's Bard, and I'm going to show you how that also works. And in fact, I'm now comparing the two for different kinds of prompts. When what is the output ChatGPT gives and what is the output that Bard gives. So I'll go into that also. It's a very interesting thing that can be done. I can see some of the other ideas you guys have given. So let me read out some of them. So one is marketing campaigns. Yes, absolutely. Another one is we need an audience that is subscribed to us. Yeah, Prakash, that's a good point. But see, what happens is you first need to put up the content. Only then are people going to start following you. I mean, when you go to a blank YouTube page, you're not going to follow that person, right? So always first we put out the content and then we tell people to come and start following us. So that's how the thing works. Pedro says we could generate a script for a video ad. Absolutely. Consultancy, correct. Creating NFTs, yeah, that's a very interesting idea. So a gym could decide to create NFTs, definitely. GPT-4 or Auto GPT and all. Yeah, sure, definitely. There are lots of other tools, and I'm going to talk about some of these. So it could be very useful for teachers and college professors to teach the students in a better way. Definitely, Vishesh. But like I said, right now we'll focus on the fitness industry. Now, one of the interesting things that you can do is creating music, right? So let's take an example of that. So let's say that we want to create a motivating cardio workout music for the members, where we can specify the beats per minute so that the clients can keep up with their heart rate. So now, depending upon the batch, so is it a batch for youngsters, for older people? Depending upon that, the age, gender, and fitness level of the participants, we can create unique cardio workout music. Instead of using ready-made music from movies and other things, we can create our own. For that, I'm going to show you a site called aiva.ai. So I'm going to put the link here where I've created a small piece of music. You can click on that and I'm going to just show it to you. Give me a second. Let me just find the right one. Yeah. Okay, so I hope on my screen you can see this AIVA, and there we've created a specific cardio track. Now let me just play the music out. I hope you guys can. Are you guys able to hear the music? Give me a yes. Give me a yes if you can hear the music. Awesome. Okay. So Now this particular site AIVA, which I've posted the link of also, the benefits, I mean, when we use a site like this, first of all, there's no copyright issue, because you may be surprised to know that if you're running a commercial establishment, you actually have to pay for the music to be used, right? So when you go to a gym and you hear film music, right, they've actually paid for a license. So usually they pay an annual license fee. A coffee shop pays it, everybody pays it, annual license fee, and then only you can play the music, and the license fee depends upon the size of your gym or coffee shop or whatever. Now that could get expensive. And secondly, there's generic music. Now imagine you could use an AI tool like this, and of course depends on how well you know music. You can specify the chords, you can specify the beats per minute, and you can do all the specification, and it then generates a very customized music which you can use in the workout sessions. So I found this a really cool method of doing it. Did you guys like this concept where a gym can use this? Or then you can visualize for anyone. Let's say your client runs a spa and you want to create soothing music. Again, you could use this and create customized music. So every therapist there could have their own music playing. So there are so many of these things that you can do. Yeah, Rafael has a good question. Can you license the music you create using AI? So when you look at the site, so this would depend upon each and every provider. So, for example, when you use ChatGPT, they don't really have any restrictions per se. Whatever matter you create, you can use. You usually just give an attribution. So it depends on the site, but most of them don't really have a problem you using it for commercial purposes also. Some of the sites, they have a free plus paid plan. So you'll have to go through it and see what the copyright restrictions are. But so far, most of what I've seen, there's no charge, or you can use it absolutely without paying anything. Aditya says we can also add motivational lyrics, definitely. So now for creating lyrics, we again go back to ChatGPT. So ChatGPT can create lyrics. Then we can go to other sites which create music, and then you can also get very human sounding voices to sing it out. Now let me show you an example of a human sounding voice. Of course, I wouldn't say they are perfect, but they're getting really, really good at it. So I'm going to show you this site called Lovo, Lovo.ai. Let me just put the URL. Yeah, I've sent you guys the URL also. Now, what this site can do is, so here I've written a small piece of text, right? So I'm now going to make you hear it in the voice. I mean, they've got 4 demo voices here, but when you sign in, you will be amazed that they have absolutely awesome sounding Hindi sounds, Marathi sounds, Telugu sounds, lots of Indian languages also covered, global languages also covered. Let's just hear one. So for free on their website, without even signing in, we can enter up to 180 characters. And then whatever we've entered, we can choose one of these 4 voices, and it's going to then
The
read.
rise in AI tools like ChatGPT has created a hot market for prompt engineers. Become a pro at crafting ChatGPT super prompts with the free masterclass by Rohaz Nagpal.
I hope all of you were able to listen to that clearly. Give me a quick yes if you were able to listen to that entire thing. So yeah, awesome. So you guys were able to hear that. How good did you find this voice? I mean, I wouldn't say it's 100% replacement, but suppose you were to give it a ranking out of 10, where 0 is horrible and 10 is excellent. How much would you rate this particular site from 0 to 10? So what do you guys feel? How much would you rate this? Like I said, it's not there yet. It's not absolutely perfect. And surprisingly, I found the Hindi voices and some of the Indian language voices much better than the English output. It sounded more real. So, okay. So some of you are giving it 7. What else? Okay, 7. Awesome. Even I would have given it about a 7, 7.5. The Hindi, I would definitely give even more. Okay, awesome. So some of you are even giving it an 8 and a 9. That's cool. So that's another amazing thing that you can start to use. Then there's another site called Synthesia, where it also shows you the human being, or rather a human looking video, and again the voice being used in that. That's also pretty good, but I found the audio quality or the accent and the way of speaking better in this particular one. So we can use a site like this also. All clear? Now let me show you another very interesting one, where suppose for our gym we wanted to generate images. Now every gym shows you images of really smart people, well built people working out. Now today Either you're going to buy the images from somewhere, but if you want to customize it, you'll have to hire a model, do a photo shoot and all that. But AI can generate absolutely free images for you. Rafael has an interesting question. Can you create your own voice from an input? Either existing or yes, you can. So in fact, even that can happen for videos. So some people have now created a platform where you can ask questions, and Steve Jobs, I mean, you can see Steve Jobs standing there. In his voice, Steve Jobs is going to answer. Obviously, Steve Jobs is no more, but based on all the books he's written and the videos he's made, the AI has tried to understand how Steve Jobs thinks, and then it actually answers your questions in real time using the style of Steve Jobs and his voice and his face and all that. So yeah, definitely you can do stuff like that. Yes, so they call it avatars in Synthesia. Yes, definitely. Now let me show you this image generation, which I think is very cool because it saves us a huge amount of money. So if you can see on your screen, now this is a person created using AI. So it's not a real person. It doesn't exist, right? So we just described it. Okay, create a handsome, well-built man working out in a gym. And we could describe the gym if we want. We could say what kind of exercises that person is doing. And it now creates it for you. Now, can you see this? It looks like a real human being. Would you agree with me on that? That this actually looks like a real human being? So I'm sure you'd agree with me on that, that it looks very, very realistic, but it's not real. So you don't have to worry about paying someone. You don't have to worry about creating that whole photo shoot and all. You could just ask AI to create it. But just remember, as of today, AI has a very big problem with drawing hands. Okay, I know it's very strange. It can do very good faces. It can do everything. It always messes up on hands. So whenever you use AI to generate, immediately zoom in on the hands. In some case, you'll find the hand has stopped at the wrist level and the weights are just kind of hanging in the air. So be careful of that. Hands is the only problem AI has till today. Faces and everything else it can do beautifully. This particular site, let me just give the link to you guys, is, hold on. Uh, it's called dream.ai. So let me just give you the URL. Yeah, so Pedro says two thumbs, six fingers. Yeah, sometimes there'll be no hands, sometimes there'll be very disfigured hands, but that's a problem AI is still solving, but I'm sure soon they will be able to solve that. I also don't know why hands is the only problem they have. Maybe for artists also hands are more difficult to draw, whatever the reason for that. So far we've seen all this. Now there's one more thing that I wanted to show. Suppose you want to make a presentation. So let me give you an example. Let me know when this shows up to you. So again, this site called vpic, it can create yeah, so you can log in a site called Slides Go, and then they've partnered with this particular company, and I'm sharing the link again here. So you can just enter some text about what you really want in the slide, and then it can create it. And what it is doing is it's picking up images from FreePic. So the images are not AI generated, so you don't have to worry about them being proper. As you can see in this particular image, which is on your screen, you can see the hand is perfectly put. And then it can even put the content, and you can tell it what kind of presentation do you want to make. Like, is it being made for your investors in your gym? Is it being made to convince people to join your gym? And according to that, it will put the right images, it will put the headlines, it will put the text, the matter, everything. It will make it absolutely ready for you, and it's very, very simple to use. Questions on this? So we've kind of seen that, okay, we can use ChatGPT to generate the excellent text related stuff. It can generate lyrics, wordings, then we can generate our own music, we can generate audio, we can generate videos, presentations, images. What else do you think is missing? Now, one thing which I think is missing is smell, right? Can we generate smell? And can people who visit our website actually smell what we are doing? So suppose we are selling perfumes. Can they smell the perfumes? Suppose we are a cafe. Can they smell the coffee? Can they smell the chocolate? What do you guys think? Can it be done? You'd be surprised to know, but yeah, in some places they're working on it. right? So where they talk about in the metaverse, where today you have haptic gloves so you can feel things, they're also building smell, where you will get some cartridges and then an electronic input is given and the cartridges emit smells. So it's still not there, but it's coming very soon. I think that'll be one of the biggest game changers. And then you wouldn't need to go anywhere. I mean, you could do perfume shopping sitting in your house. You could do chocolate shopping sitting in your house, getting the smells also. Someone's asked about Bard, right? So I didn't like it much, and then you need credits, and the credits run out very fast. In fact, there is also Mid Journey, but again, it has the same kind of problem. It's a little difficult to use. So that's the reason I've shared that particular link with you. I find that much easier to use. But of course, there are many, many different sites coming up. So Mid Journey probably is the best, but you need to pay for it, and you need to run it through a Discord and server, and also it is a little more complicated to run. But yeah, definitely, it's Midjourney is very, very amazing. Uh, there's another interesting question. Let me read that out. So it's only Chat GPT prompt engineering, or when you say prompt engineering. So that's a very good point. See, I would still say Chat GPT by far is the most advanced because the level of creativity it can show. I mean, I find it mind blowing. I find it smarter than most human beings, right? So ideally, we would use ChatGPT as the base of our prompt engineering strategy. But as prompt engineers, you need to know all the other tools also because there are many times when your clients are going to need more output. So if your client, let's say, is a school and the school says, I want lesson plans and all tests and other things done, that's fine. ChatGPT, awesome. But if your client needs more, then you are going to need these other solutions also. So you will use ChatGPT and then feed that data into a presentation creation AI, into an image creation, video creation, audio creation, music. You know, some people are now even creating movies. They're creating short movies. It's absolutely mind blowing. So they're using a combination of AI. So ChatGPT writes absolutely amazing stories. So yesterday I did a small experiment comparing ChatGPT with Bard. And starting today, I'm going to start posting these comparisons on LinkedIn also. You can have a look at it. I realized that when you ask it to create a story, right, say a science fiction story with the theme of love and betrayal, ChatGPT made a very, very nice short story out of it. I mean, very engaging, but couldn't. So I could use ChatGPT to create an entire screenplay. And then I could use other softwares with it to create the actual video, music, audio, everything. And honestly speaking, it's possible for us to make a short movie within a matter of a couple of days at a very, very low cost. So I think that's the next step, right? Let me see another one question here. So ChatGPT has all and many people, especially content writers, will lose their job. ChatGPT is going to be a big boom in tech. ChatGPT is okay. So as of today, see now another thing we've got to realize: most people, at least I had not even started using ChatGPT till 15 December last year. Now it suddenly came and changed the world, but we can't be sure. Maybe some new one will come out which will be even better than ChatGPT. As of today, it rocks, right? So uh, there's an interesting point here. Someone's comparing the two. So you're comparing ChatGPT and Bard both 7. Now I would say it depends on what you want it to do. So I'm going to post these prompts and show you the difference. It depends. Like when you ask them to create jokes, I found ChatGPT and Bard both to be horrible. So maybe they both deserved a 1 out of 10. But when I asked it to generate a story, a compelling story, I found a ChatGPT to be 9, whereas a Bard maybe 4. But for certain things, Bard would be a 10 out of 10 and ChatGPT would be far behind. Now, especially when you need the latest information from the internet or you want to give a URL. Now, ChatGPT is not really going to help us unless we get those features, but Bard is able to access the internet. So there are times when you are going to need to use both together. So you will ask ChatGPT to do some research. Bard to do the research because we can trust the output and the sources it shows. ChatGPT just makes up sources also. So we use Bard, do the initial part, then give that information to ChatGPT and it can refine it and we reach a final level. But at the end, remember, as human being, we have to check it. We have to make sure everything is okay and then only we can ship it out to a client. Another question, let me see. Can you post sometime what is the essential difference between the free and paid version of ChatGPT? Very good question. I'll talk about it right now. So In fact, let me just show it to you. Mm. In the meanwhile, can you guys think of a prompt which we can ask both versions of ChatGPT? So if you can see my screen, I'm using what is the paid version. It costs me $20 a month, right? So now in this, it gives me option of ChatGPT 3.5, which you can see on your screen right now. So in 3.5, it says that this is the fastest model, great for everyday tasks. So it says the reasoning. Can you see the reasoning is 3 out of 5, speed is 5 out of 5, and conciseness is 2 out of 5. When I look at ChatGPT 4, they say that it is their most capable model, great for tasks that require creativity and advanced reasoning. There, the reasoning is 5 out of 5, speed is 2 out of 5, so yes, it is much slower. Conciseness is 4 out of 5. So that's the basic difference between the free version and the paid version. I would say the most important for me is the reasoning. So whenever I need something very creative, like I want to brainstorm about an idea or I want some very counterintuitive out of the box ideas, I go with 4. Now, even though I paid for it, it gives me a limit that I can only ask 25 messages. I mean, that's the max it can do, 25 messages every 3 hours. Whereas the 3.5 is absolutely free. You can ask as many questions as you want. Can you guys now give me an example of a prompt? And right now we will ask that prompt to both versions, the free and the paid. And then let's see what the difference is. Can you guys give me some ideas? In the meanwhile, let me also find some interesting idea. So give me a prompt, give me a simple prompt that we can use. Okay. So while you guys are thinking and putting it, let me show you one prompt, right? So I'm putting a prompt here, first to 3.5, and I'm asking it, is the glass half empty or half full? Answer in 100 words or less. And I give it to 3.5. So one thing you would have noticed is it came immediately, right? So it says the glass is both half empty and full simultaneously, depending on one's perspective. The phrase represents a metaphorical outlook of life and blah, blah, blah. It gives me something reasonably interesting. I am going to post that to you guys, right? So you can read that. Now, let me ask this same question to the 4 model. Let's see whether it gives us, sorry, this is the output. Let me put in the input. So now here, first thing that you can notice is it's typing much slower, whereas in 3.5, it just totally the whole thing came out. But I would say the answer is quite different, right? So here it says the question is often used as a metaphorical way to view one's perspective on life, pessimistic, which is half empty, or optimistic, which is half full. However, it's not just binary. It can also symbolize realism, acknowledging it's both half empty and half full. So I'm going to paste this also. Now, why don't you guys tell me? Which one do you think was better? Like 5, which is the free version, or did you like 4, which is the paid version? Why don't you guys tell me? Just tell me which one is better. So either write 3.5 or write 4. And while I'm waiting on that, let me see if you guys have sent me something. Uh, okay, you've sent me a lot of questions, but unfortunately, I'm not able to copy them here. Just give me a second. Let me see if I can copy. No, my software is not allowing me to copy your questions. So, I mean, I'll look it up after. Okay, so all of you have said 4 was better. Yeah. So, like they've also said that if you are looking for reasoning, then go with 4. If you're looking for speed and normal kind of stuff which doesn't require much reasoning, so to say, then you can use 3.5. So it would depend totally on what you're trying to do. So unfortunately, I'm not able to type in the prompts that you've given. Vishesh, you're right. Sometimes we need speed. 3.5 is better, sure. But see, the speed difference is just a matter of few seconds here and there. But yeah, if that's critical to your application, obviously that's the one. And I'm sure even 4 over time will probably get faster and faster. So in fact, the 3.4 version is now deprecated. Now you have 3.5 and 4. I'm sure more versions will come out soon. Yeah. So I'll try out some of the other prompts that you guys have said and then post it as a separate video. Any other questions? Now, my point is, a lot of people want to know how do we make money from all this, right? Can you actually make money from prompt engineering? So yes, while there are some statistics of certain companies which are hiring out, I think there's a huge freelancing opportunity. So what happens is sometimes, but the client may not even know how ChatGPT or AI can actually help them. So if they don't know, they are not going to go looking for a prompt engineer. Like 99% of the world is not going to search how to hire a prompt engineer because they don't even know there is something like that. Now here is where you need to take the initiative. You need to approach small businesses or even large companies if you have good connections, approach them and give them some free gyan or some free information. Like I'll give you an example. When you walk into a Baskin Robbins, they allow you to taste various ice creams for free, a little bit, and then you decide the flavor you want. So you also need to create that sample. So whatever is your client, create a very specific demo for them, saying, as a prompt engineer, look at my one work sample, and these are the 10 or 20 things that I can do for you. So again, if we go back to the gym example, right? So we could go and tell the gym saying that, okay, I can help creating workout plans, exercise demos, nutrition advice, injury prevention. So those 10 things. I can create your PowerPoint presentations. I can create music for you. Now, if you give them this whole pitch and you quote a reasonable fee, I don't see a reason why anybody is going to say no to you. And show them as a sample. Show them one sample work so they realize the quality and then pitch it to them. I hope you guys will make good money from that. And don't keep forgetting to tell me. Every time you make some money, tell me about. Don't give me the money. Just tell me about it. So I can tell people that okay, you know what, and I'll interview you, and you can then share with the rest of us what is the strategy you use to get the client, what is the output you gave to the client, how the client was happy, and then okay, what can we learn from this, and how can we improve the way we pitch this to other people, right? Uh, Somebody wants to know about my upcoming blockchain engineering course. Okay, that's totally unrelated to AI, so I won't talk about that here. I'll be doing another live session on blockchain engineering very soon, so maybe there I'll cover about that. Anything else you guys want to know? So we've kind of finished with the masterclass. We did one video session last week, one today, and I've given you a bunch of homework assignments, which I'm sure you guys have done. And I'm going to be now posting some more posts which are going to compare ChatGPT to Bard, but that's not so critical for you. And then I'm preparing an online test for this course. As soon as the test is ready, I'll put it out on the WhatsApp group. You guys can then take the test and get your certifications. If there are any more questions, we have a minute more, you can tell me, or then you can always ping me later. Anything else? Okay, awesome. So I'll see you guys very, very soon. Take care. Bye bye.